Hello everyone and welcome back to another exciting chess game by Bobby Fischer, the legend, against Max Euwe. And this chess game happened in the Leipzig Chess Olympiad from 1960. And a small information for you, Max Euwe was born in 1901, so Max Euwe was close to 60 and he was a great chess player. He became the world chess champion in 1935 by defeating Alexander Alekhine. And 2 years later, Alekhine retaliated and he took back his title by defeating Max Euwe. And for a brief period of time, Max Euwe was indeed the world chess champion from 1935 to 1937. So this is a small information. And in this chess game, we have Bobby Fischer with the white pieces and the former world chess champion at the time, Max Euwe, has the black pieces. So let's see what happened. Bobby Fischer starts the game with e4, c6 by Euwe. And this is the Caro-Kann defense, d4, d5. The exchange variation of the Caro-Kann defense. And it is white to move. Well, not developing the knights, not developing the bishops, but pushing the c-pawn to c4. What is this? Well, this is known as the Panov Botvinnik attack. You can play this against the Caro-Kann defense, and this is a very aggressive variation in the Caro-Kann defense. So we have knight to f6, but in this position, if black captures the pawn, then bishop takes on c4, and the bishop is aggressively placed on c4. Actually, white can also develop the knight. It looks like a gambit. So b5, if b5, then a4. And if queen to c7, then queen to a4, and actually defending this pawn is not that easy. So this is check, and then capturing the pawn. And maybe we can say that white is more active in this variation. So Bobby Fischer is not developing the knights or the bishops. Well, he's simply pushed the pawn, and he's playing the Panov Botvinnik attack against Max Euwe. Knight to f6, knight to c3, knight to c6, knight to f3, bishop out, pinning the knight. C takes on d5, knight takes on d5, and Fischer played a pretty standard move in the Panov Botvinnik attack. He played queen to b3, leaving the knight and allowing to damage the pawn structure, but Fischer was attacking on b7 and also attacking the knight on d5. G takes on f3 and defending the knight. But in this position, if capturing the knight, then capturing the knight back. And how to defend the b pawn. Also the bishop is coming. If pushing the pawn, then bishop to b5 is looking very deadly. And then pushing the pawn, so queen to c7, then rook to b1, and actually white is doing excellent in this variation. So how to defend the pawn? So this is not easy. Black has a difficult position. Okay, so capturing the bishop, e6, and simply Bobby Fischer captured on b7. And Max Euwe is not falling back. He is not falling behind. He captured the pawn, knight takes on d4. Both attacking the f-pawn and also attacking on c2, forking the king and the rook. Well, Bobby Fischer checks the king, bishop to b5, check. And what else? Not blocking with the queen. Of course, capturing the bishop with the knight. But in this position, if you capture the knight immediately, then blocking with the queen, and actually black is doing fine. So in this position, Bobby Fischer checks the king, and then he captures the knight. Because in this position, after checking the king, you can't block with the queen because of queen takes rook. But if capturing the knight again, black could block with the queen, and the queen is not attacking the rook. So queen to c6 first, king to e7, and then Fischer captured on b5. Only then he captured on b5. So knight takes on c3, capturing the knight. And look at the pawn structure of white. It is messed up. It's not looking good. But on the flip side of the coin, you can see that the king is blocking the bishop, and black lost the castling rights. So white is doing excellent actually in that matter of sense. Okay, so we have queen to d7 offering to exchange the queens, developing the rook, rook to b1, rook to d8. Again, in this position, both players has weaknesses, and believe it or not, but actually that was a pretty common position in the Panov Botvinnik attack. So this is a pretty common position. White has double pawns and black has uncastled king blocking the bishop. So we have queen to d7, rook to b1, rook to d8, developing the bishop and exchanging the queens. But slowly Bobby Fischer is getting the edge. He has the edge. So in this position, bishop is attacking the a pawn. The rook can come in on b7 and how to defend. So we have blocking with the rook. But now king to e2, the rook is going to come on d1. So we have f6, rook to d1, attacking the defender of the a pawn. So exchanging the rooks. King to d7, rook to b8. The bishop is pinned, so we have king to c7, but in this position, if pushing the pawn, if some silly move, then bishop to c5, and black is losing a piece, and this is a disaster. So if capturing the bishop, then rook takes rook. So in this position, after rook to b8, we have king to c6, and not allowing bishop to c5. But then Bobby Fischer simply captured the pawn, bishop takes on a7, g5, a4, but now Bobby Fischer has a passed outside pawn and Bobby Fischer is a pawn up. Bishop to g7, hoping to exchange the rooks, and then maybe this pawn is little bit loose, black king is closer to the a pawn, white king is far away. So Bobby Fischer is not exchanging the rooks, he wisely checks the king, king to d5, attacking the bishop, bishop goes back, rook back, bishop back, checking the king, king to c6, checking the king again, and defending the e-pawn. And a5 by Bobby Fischer, still marching. f5, bishop to b8, rook to c8, a6, rook takes on c3, leaving the pawn and equalizing the material, but Bobby Fischer's pass pawn is very dangerous. So Fischer checks the king, rook goes back, defending the bishop, but now, what would you do? Well, Bobby Fischer is simplifying the game and then capturing the rook, king takes on c3, and if pushing the pawn, that's still winning for white. Bishop takes pawn, bishop takes bishop, and white is winning, but Bobby Fischer played even more winning, crushing move in this position, so what would you do? So when you see a good move, you can try to see a better one, just like Emmanuel Lescar said. So in this position, can you guess the next move of white? If I give you 5 seconds, what would you do? Well, Bobby Fischer is not pushing the pawn. He played bishop to e5. And this is even more crushing than pushing the pawn. And actually Max Euwe, the world chess champion from 1935, resigned at this moment of the game against young Bobby Fischer. What a move by Fischer. So deflecting the bishop is the idea. If capturing the bishop, then pushing the pawn, and white is going to promote a queen. So queen, and this must be losing for black. Okay, black has 2 pawns for the queen, 2 pawns and the bishop for the queen, but these pawns are going to fall. And it is impossible to defend. White is easily winning. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. So this was the final move of this chess game. And after this move, Max Euwe resigned. And actually this was one of the famous chess games of Bobby Fischer. The way he defeated Max Euwe was aesthetically beautiful. And it was a pretty nice, exciting game by Bobby Fischer as always. So thanks again, take care and bye bye.